Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Ever wondered if chasing after women is really worth it? In a world full of dating apps and social media, it's easy to feel like you have to keep chasing for attention and love. But what if I told you there's a different way of thinking about it, one that might make more sense? Think about this. What if you could be happy on your own, without needing someone else to make you feel good? That's the idea behind Stoicism, an old philosophy that's still really smart today. Stoicism says you should focus on being strong and happy inside yourself, instead of always needing other people to make you feel good. Let's delve deeper into this idea. Stoicism isn't just about accepting things as they are. It's about actively shaping your own happiness and well-being. It's about recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within rather than from external sources like romantic relationships. When you chase after women, you're essentially putting your happiness in someone else's hands. You're relying on them to validate your worth and make you feel whole. But what happens when that validation fades or when the relationship ends? You're left feeling empty and incomplete, searching for the next person to fill that void. Stoicism teaches us to break free from this cycle of dependency and find fulfillment in ourselves. It's about cultivating inner strength and resilience, so that our happiness isn't contingent on anyone else's approval or affection. Instead of chasing after women, Stoicism encourages us to focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves, to develop our talents, pursue our passions, and live with virtue and integrity. But what about love, you might ask? Isn't it natural to desire companionship and intimacy? Of course it is. Stoicism doesn't advocate for a life of solitude or celibacy. Rather, it encourages us to approach relationships from a place of strength and self-sufficiency. It's about forming connections with others based on mutual respect and shared values, rather than seeking validation or filling a void. Moreover, Stoicism reminds us of the impermanence of all things, including relationships. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and clinging too tightly to someone or something only leads to suffering. By embracing the Stoic principle of acceptance, we learn to appreciate the present moment and let go of expectations for the future. Stoicism offers a powerful alternative to the endless pursuit of romantic conquests. It teaches us to find fulfillment in ourselves rather than in external validation. It encourages us to approach relationships from a place of strength and integrity rather than neediness or desperation. So the next time you feel tempted to chase after a woman, remember the wisdom of Stoicism. True happiness comes from within. Firstly, think about this. What if you could have relationships that go beyond just how someone looks or how popular they are? Stoicism teaches us that we should pay more attention to what a person is like on the inside, their personality, their beliefs, and how they treat others. Imagine if you could be with someone who's kind, understanding, and shares your interests and values. Wouldn't that make your relationship more special and meaningful? Instead of chasing after someone because of their appearance or social status, Stoicism encourages us to focus on finding genuine connections with people who truly care about us for who we are inside. Then there's the idea of things not lasting forever. Stoicism says we should accept that nothing stays the same forever, including relationships. Instead of worrying about making things last forever, what if we could just enjoy the time we have together? And what about becoming a better person? Stoicism encourages us to focus on improving ourselves and working towards our goals. Instead of spending all our time chasing after someone else's approval, imagine if we focused on being the best version of ourselves. Lastly, think about how it feels to not be so attached to things. Stoicism says we should care about doing the right thing, but not get too caught up in whether things work out exactly the way we want them to. What if we could feel free from always needing things to go our way? So Stoicism offers a different way of thinking about relationships. By focusing on being strong inside, caring about what really matters, and not getting too hung up on what happens, maybe we can find more happiness and contentment, both in our relationships and in life. So, are you ready to give it a try? Then there's another important thing to consider. Nothing lasts forever. Stoicism teaches us that everything in life, including relationships, will eventually change or come to an end. Instead of getting caught up in trying to make things last forever, what if we could simply appreciate and enjoy the time we spend together? Rather than worrying about the future, Stoicism encourages us to focus on being present in the moment and making the most of the time we have with our loved ones. By embracing this mindset, we can find peace and happiness in the here and now, without getting bogged down by thoughts of what might happen in the future. And what about the idea of personal growth? It's a big part of Stoicism. Instead of only thinking about relationships, Stoicism tells us to also think about how we can become better people. It's about looking inward and asking ourselves what we can do to improve ourselves and reach our goals. Picture this. Rather than spending all our time trying to please others or seeking their approval, what if we put that energy into becoming the best versions of ourselves? Think about the things you want to achieve and the person you want to become. Maybe it's learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or being kinder to others. Stoicism encourages us to set goals and work towards them with determination and purpose. By focusing on self-improvement, we not only become happier and more fulfilled individuals, but also better partners in any relationship we have. So, instead of always chasing after someone else's approval, let's focus on becoming the kind of person we're proud to be. Personal growth is a big part of Stoicism. Instead of only thinking about relationships, Stoicism tells us to also think about how we can become better people. It's about looking inward and asking ourselves what we can do to improve ourselves and reach our goals. Picture this. Rather than spending all our time trying to please others or seeking their approval, what if we put that energy into becoming the best versions of ourselves? Think about the things you want to achieve and the person you want to become. Maybe it's learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or being kinder to others. Stoicism encourages us to set goals and work towards them with determination and purpose. By focusing on self-improvement, we not only become happier and more fulfilled individuals, but also better partners in any relationship we have. So instead of always chasing after someone else's approval, let's focus on becoming the kind of person we're proud to be. Stoicism suggests that while it's important to care about doing what's right, it's equally vital not to become overly attached to specific outcomes. Imagine this. What if we could learn to let go of our constant need for things to turn out exactly as we desire? Instead of being consumed by anxiety or disappointment when things don't go our way, what if we could embrace a sense of freedom and acceptance? Consider a situation where you've put your heart and soul into something, whether it's a project, a relationship, or a goal. Stoicism invites us to give our best effort, while also understanding that the result isn't entirely within our control. By releasing our attachment to specific outcomes, we alleviate unnecessary stress and find peace in knowing that we've done our part. Think about the relief of no longer feeling burdened by the constant pressure of needing everything to go perfectly. What if we could trust in the natural flow of life, knowing that sometimes things will work out differently than we planned, and that's okay? Stoicism encourages us to cultivate a mindset of flexibility and resilience, allowing us to adapt to whatever life throws our way with grace and dignity. Stoicism teaches us the invaluable lesson of embracing life's uncertainties without losing sight of our values and principles. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from the grip of fear and attachment, opening ourselves up to a greater sense of peace and contentment. So, instead of always needing things to go exactly according to plan, let's explore the liberating power of letting go and trusting in the wisdom of the universe.